Hi. They said I could talk with you and I didn't want you to be alone.
Judge, I'm going to stop at 1 minute, 1 hour, 3 minutes and 17 seconds and ask a question. Detective Wheeler, are you aware of who is the person that has just approached Mr. Daybell in the vehicle?
His daughter, Emma.
I love you so much.
I love you. Glad you came over.
I thought they had taken you downtown already.
I got about to the Fremont County line.
I saw it as soon as you left.
Again, stopping at 1 hour, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Detective Wheeler, can you just explain to the jury the positioning of your patrol vehicle relative to the Daybell property and vantage points that could be seen from where Mr. Daybell is sitting as he sits now?
So we're parked on the south side of the residence. I believe the road is 200 north. So we're just south of the residence and facing west. And so if he were to look right outside of that open door, he would be looking at his house.
And from his sitting position, would he have a vantage point to see the pond area on his property or the fire pit area on his property?
From that position, he would just have to look over to his right shoulder and out that door, kind of towards the back of the vehicle.
What would he be able to see if he did that?
He'd be able to see the fire pit area for sure.
And to be clear, whose remains were found in the fire pit?
That was Tylee.
I'm going to go ahead and play this continuously for a while, Your Honor.
Chased you down and then they came back.
Ron,
Ron?
just concerning the car,
Huh?
I know
I
they,
asked
oh,
about
okay.
it.
What's that?
Just about the car.
Oh, we'll take care of the car. We're gonna take it.
Is she able
and then
to
we'll-
get it?
Yeah, you can get that. We may have to go through the car, if you're arrested in it,
Right.
the things we gotta do, but then she can.
She can have her bananas and her,
I gave him
First.
his food.
We'll try to get the car before it's spoiled.
You can eat it.
so Eric, or Ron, so like my wallet, will that be able for her to pick up or could I turn
Exactly.
that over to her right now?
Is that in the car, is that here?
It's right here.
That's it's up to you. I don't see, can I look through it? Just make-
Sure.
They're going to get Mark.
Lisa.
No,
Oh.
so Garth.
Is there anything that you're gonna need in that?
Well, she'll be running my finances, I suppose, so. That has a little money on it. You could,
Okay, just, so these are credit cards, so you're good if she just takes them,
yeah,
correct?
in the middle drawer on the left side in Mark's room, there's about $9,000 in 2 white envelopes.
Okay.
So get that. Yeah, so we'll talk more about car payments and stuff, but you have that password.
I do.
I believe the Hawaiian,
That's this one.
First Hawaiian Bank, if you use that same password for this account, it's Chad Daybell. What else you thinking? The producer there. This has nothing on it. It's like $6. That has to go away. So this, okay, in that same drawer, you can grab it, is a piece of this that would fit in here, and it's got the company card, company business card. And so just make sure you get that.
And this is all in Mark's room.
Yeah, I put that in there. There's a like a pamphlet with a guy who's sitting in a car. It's for the Wells Fargo auto loan.
That's the loan that the Equinox.
Yeah, and so that we'll talk about. So this has, if you go to Telmate, this is the card that's used.
Okay,
And so all you really do, you could probably just sign in as chad.daybell or start your own.
I have an account that I've been talking with Lori on
Okay. But you could use this
to
card,
add money.
yeah, and to her if needed.
Okay,
So, yeah, she'll need to still have commissary money. Usually puts 30 a week in there. And you can probably talk to her too.
Okay.
Mhm. I'm trying
I love you so much.
to- Cooperate with them as much as you feel. I mean,
I'm stopping at 10758, Your Honor. Detective, based on your knowledge, at this point that day in the search, had law enforcement asked for any cooperation from Emma?
I can't testify to that because I don't know the extent of that.
Fair enough. Then narrowing it just to you, had you asked her to do anything or asked for any kind of cooperation from her?
No,
Thank you.
They've been kind to us today. I texted John Pryor, so he has my number. He said thank you.
okay. And a lot of the company stuff that pays for the house should just auto pay still out of that company account. No, I left 5,000 in there.
Okay,
You need some, come find me.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions you have?
I think, well, it sounds like you're not gonna be out. 'Cause I'm a little
Right.
worried. So I think my landlord texted me just to feel bad for me. I think I'm gonna come over here.
That's what I needed you to say, because, yeah, you and Joe,
Stopping at 10904, Detective Wheeler, I just want to reiterate, we just heard that comment about he's not likely going to be out. At that point in time, you had not formally put him under arrest, is that right?
aside from placing him in handcuffs and detaining him, no,
But you didn't advise him of potential charges or anything like that at that point?
no,
And as far as you know, had any other law enforcement advised him of any specific charges that he may be facing?
not that I'm aware of, no.
Thank you.
and whatever Mark wants to do, he should stay with either
I'll
you.
take care of Mark. I'll take care of me. That's the card. I will, Dad.
Hmm.
They'll take care of me. They'll
But-
take care of you the best they can. Sorry to interrupt.
So keep paying the mortgage out of the company.
Okay.
No, you can probably set it up though. I'm trying to, it's Wells Fargo. In that same pamphlet. Remember the password,
I'll look,
but
but I've had a lot of success with mom stuff. Just saying, will you help me? My mom died. I'm pretty sure. Will you help me? My dad's in jail. At the same
it should be paid through July 1st.
Okay.
And I think the car is paid through July 15th. So you shouldn't have any bills to worry about. Yeah, I'm not coming back. So all that stuff that's in the baby room is Lori's and mine. The suitcases you'll see in the box. Just put it in the garage, I guess, after.
Store it. See what happens.
You guys can Yeah, take that mattress from upstairs, I guess, do what you want, put the books back on the shelf. We're gonna make it through. I'm glad we could talk. I'm glad they let you come over.
I started crying and Lieutenant Ball went, do you want to talk to him? And I'm like, can I? He said, he's just over there. It's like, oh, that changes things. So you probably saw us out there.
Yeah, I was watching. So, hopefully things will slow down for you guys and get left alone. And, but yeah, they'll let you move out of there. You just get over here. You get guard.
Well, I
It still feels better.
would be moving too. That's what the spirit was telling me, but I didn't know how it'll. I felt like I needed to learn more,
Hmm.
and now I get it.
So yeah, this is essentially the house, and we'll talk to John Cryer about the financial arrangement, but you should be fine for a while.
I think long enough to get on our feet.
I have a lot in that account with the other attorney, so that will take care of me for a while. And maybe we just do a refinance on the house or a home equity loan.
Does it?
I don't think it's gonna break us. I think that might be an option there. I might need to authorize putting you on the
On the
mortgage.
account with you? And just probably leave Joe off it.
Yeah. Yeah, keep me on it with you. And
Do you have accounts like that when you're in jail?
I don't know.
I guess this is the part you get to that there's someone else's accounts. Really.
Well, technically Spring Creek Book Company's office, so you can, we'll manage it that way and find a way.
And you have you can send things through Amazon to the jail?
Yeah.
So like, I couldn't send you a package, but Amazon, if I ordered it through there, it could get to you.
Yeah.
I'll only do that as you ask for stuff.
Lori would know the Amazon account.
I'll talk to her.
Yeah. Cause I have like $265 or so in there as gift certificates. So don't pay.
Yeah, I won't.
We'll get it figured out. It's like Cholo 1105. Same as for Loves Elena at iCloud.com, I believe is the password. I don't know what they're gonna do with the computers. You could probably, it wasn't part of the search warrant.
Do you know, are they leaving the computers?
Well, they were in my bag. They were in the car.
With them.
They'll probably hold on to those and try to get it out.
Okay, but things that are currently in the house will likely be left.
I don't know what's been taken out.
Okay.
When we clear from here, whatever's in there.
It'll be left, okay.
I talked to them and told them the bedrooms and to not mess it up. And they didn't seem like they were gonna loom it all at all.
Okay.
But yeah, get Garth and Beth moved, and you guys come over here. It'll work out. It's all in the Lord's hands.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk. Use
You always-
that cellmate. I don't know if I'm Madison or Fremont. I think they're deciding that right now. But
That's what it sounded like. Detective Ball wouldn't, or Lieutenant Ball wouldn't say because he didn't know.
I'm sure Fremont has a cellmate system. So.
Well, at Fremont, when I went in to get fingerprinted to teach, I was like in there, like in the jail. And I was like in my like teacher clothes, this little recent grad. So I don't know what they do.
Sorry, all the neighbors are gonna be talking, but you
They
just,
already are. We're okay, Dad.
and
We're okay. You raised us that we're independent now with your wallet.
glad you got
We're
that
not Colby.
right. But yeah, get that money out of there. Probably just put it in your own personal account. Rather than have the cash laying around. Do you need some,
I think they've been okay. They're talking with her. I might not tell Joe about it either.
about the money?
Yeah, I have an account that's just in my name. I'm just gonna put it in there. Wait,
Well, Garth knows about that money.
Garth doesn't spend this frivolously, Joe.
The checkbooks are in that drawer too, if needed, but you shouldn't need them. If at some point you feel you need to clear out the Hawaii account or something, you can check my email. I have to pick that computer, but my email, that Rexburg password is pretty much
Is that
everything
okay?
for the bank, for my email. Cholo 1105, but I think I switched to all of those. Yeah, I talked to Lori just for like 2 minutes. So she's aware they were searching.
Was she surprised?
She seemed bothered or disturbed. I mean, yeah, but so yeah, I'll be fine.
I don't know what they told you because I asked Lieutenant Ball, where did you find the human remains? 'Cause that's what they told me, is that they found human remains. And I said, well, there are several dogs that have been buried there. And he said, respectfully, Emma, I can tell the difference of human remains. And I asked, where was it? And he said, over by the pond under that tree. That it was in the ground and had boards over it.
Okay.
But that didn't. Jason and I have walked all over there.
Yeah.
That, and I can see in your face that surprised you, because they asked, do you want to know what he's charged for? And then they went, well, actually, we don't have it. They said, we don't want to tell you something wrong.
I don't know if they're gonna charge you for that. How they're gonna.
And so he told me that what they're looking at is that they found one body with the probable cause. There's likely two. So I asked, are you gonna search the property forever until it's found? And he said, well, no, but we're going to look. And he said, because I said, what about, this is the home for my siblings and there's a baby. And he said, if you're not able to get back in tonight, we'll hook them up with a hotel. But you're not in trouble.
I think they'll let them back.
I
There's nothing in the house. They haven't.
Stopping at 1 hour, 19 minutes and 17 seconds. Detective Wheeler, at that point, to the best that you can recall, was any of the search focused inside of the house?
Not that I can recall.
So the focus, as based on your memory, was all outside of the house.
Correct.
Focused on the house at all.
We've kind of been looking in it in the yard.
Yeah, I mean, Mark gets back, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I think we're okay coming over. We just have to have law enforcement escort us onto the scene and
Mhm. We'll make it through.
Mark deals with trauma weird that he just acts vaguely unimpressed. So I called him and said, Dad got arrested, and he said, well, I guess I should come home. Yeah, Mark, you should.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to go. Yeah,
I don't want to. Joe is home. He's home and he has Chase. Garth and Seth went in Garth's car to pick up Mark.
so if you can get
Another
that,
couple seconds.
okay, okay. Yeah, just let Mark use the Equinox or however you rearrange the cars. But yeah, it's all a matter of timing. It seemed to come together. But it was good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me speak with her.
Yes, just when that cellmate, once I'm available to talk, we can talk. So, thank you. Love you.
Now, stopping at 121:16, for the record, I'm going to advance to 121:39. $121.36. Detective Wheeler, I just invite you to watch carefully what Chad does, and I'm going to stop and let you explain any significance to that. Stopping at 121:47. Detective, what direction is Mr. Daybell looking when he just turned his head and looked back?
It appears to me he's looking over to the fire pit area.
And that is in fact where Tylee's remains were found.
Yes,
And you were present when her remains were found, is that correct?
I was.
Can you just briefly describe what your observations were when you were involved in that process?
So I had been tasked with helping carefully excavate around the remains. The odor was horrible. The decay had set in. We were trying to get pieces of flesh and bones as much kept together as possible until we were able to get most of it out and laid out and packaged.
Thank you. And to be clear for the jury, before you became involved in the actual search and helped find Tylee, what did you do with Chad in the back of your patrol car?
So shortly after that, we were asked to transport him to the Fremont County Jail. So Detective Schmidt and I transported him to that facility.
So then what did you do after you transported him back to the jail?
I was asked to come back to the scene, and that's where I was informed that they'd also found an area where
I'm going to object at this point. That's calls for hearsay. It sounds like there wasn't foundation for that, so I'll sustain that.
So when you returned, what did you do specifically?
I assisted in searching the area of the fire pit.
And were you the lead investigator at that point?
No,
Was there a lead investigator?
yes,
And were you following directions from whomever that was?
yes.
As you recall, who was that person?
It would have been either Lieutenant Ball or Detective Hermosillo, but I can't say for sure.
There's no doubt you were a subordinate. Is that fair?
No doubt.
I think the last question, about how long were you back at the property in this process of recovering Tylee's remains?
I had returned back to the property at approximately 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon after I dropped Chad off. And we were there the rest of that day and into the next day, the 10th.
Approximately how many hours the rest of that day were you there?
I had to estimate another 5 or 6. I also assisted in setting up light trailers and things for scene security overnight. Sorry, light trailers.
Your Honor, at this time, I don't have any further questions.